The Independent National Electoral Commission have urged political parties to prevail on their supporters to refrain from acts of violence during Saturday's governorship and state assembly elections. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, also thanked security agencies for the professionalism of their personnel during the conduct of the presidential election, which he described as largely peaceful. TVC News senior reporter Femi Akonde has details.
The Independent National Electoral Commission still has some unfinished business. The rescheduled governorship and state houses of assembly election is a bigger assignment when compared to the presidential election, and it will be conducted in more than 1,000 constituencies across the country. This meeting with the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security is to review preparations for the Saturday, March 18 election. As candidates and political parties head to court to settle the disagreements over the process and outcome of the presidential and National Assembly elections, INEC looks forward to an improved conduct in the governorship and state houses of assembly election.
The governorship and state assembly elections this weekend involves more constituencies than the national elections held about 3 weeks ago. Unlike the last elections involving 470 constituencies, one presidential constituency nationwide, 109 senatorial districts, and 360 House of Representatives seats, the state elections will involve 1,021 constituencies, 28 governorship, and 993 state assembly seats. There will also be more candidates involved and more collation centers to protect. These are also local elections involving keen contests. It is therefore important for parties and candidates to speak to their agents and supporters to see the elections as a contest and not war.
The stakes are higher this time around. There are more candidates on the ballots, and the mistakes of the past must also be avoided. Security agencies will have to work extra hard, especially with the deployment of more personnel and equipment. Political parties and candidates have been asked to maintain decorum in the political space.
I want to also urge the same individuals, especially at the state level, to demonstrate the same level of maturity, the same level of discipline by calling their supporters to conduct themselves in a manner that is congruent with the expectations of the larger Nigerian society.
INEC will conduct governorship elections in 28 states of the Federation. The Electoral Commission wants a greater cooperation from critical stakeholders, especially security agencies, political parties, and their candidates. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, the meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. All right, we'll move on now. Election observers are mounting pressure on the Independent National Electoral Commission to improve on the conduct of the presidential and National Assembly election. The group in Port Harcourt are specifically demanding an overhaul of the technology that INEC deployed for the polls to ensure credibility of the exercise. Senior reporter Uche Okoro has details.
Voters will be watching closely for improvement in the performance of INEC's biometric voter accreditation system when they return to their polling units on the 18th of March. Though some people believe it helped reduce electoral fraud, what might be the most important sign of progress is the effective use of INEC's result viewing portal. With few days left before the crucial polls, there is just as much anxiety as there is optimism amongst stakeholders.
Right now, nobody even knows the status of beavers because before now, we thought that with beavers, you cannot manipulate. Now, we are hearing they need to reconfigure, you know. So I really think that INEC, and I'm calling on INEC really to come out and tell Nigerians what exactly is the situation. Is the beavers working? What is the status?
IREV was the challenge, and that's why till tomorrow, Yaga Africa is still insisting that an audit and an investigation should be conducted, you know, in INEC, so that those who were responsible for the failure of IREV, you know, to have functioned on election day should actually be identified, and then they should actually go in for it, because that was a national embarrassment. Observers also expect the electoral umpire to review the number of beavers machines to be used for the governorship and state assembly elections in Rivers State. We need to also know the status of preparation, and if indeed there are still beavers machines that are missing, I think it behooves on INEC in the state to be able to tell Rivers people know the true figure, and then of course the steps that they are taking to be able to recover some of those beavers, because the beavers is an integral part of this particular electionary circle, you know, and we want to be able to know if indeed they have sufficient beavers machines that will be able to serve all the 6,866 polling units that we have in the state. According to INEC, 7,295 beavers machines were deployed for the presidential and national assembly elections in Rivers State. Will the same figure be used for the March 18th polls? What's the status of these devices as well as the IREV portal? These and many more are some of the questions begging for urgent answers from the Commission in the next few days. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.
Indigenes of Kogi State are insisting that Kogi West should be allowed to produce the next governor of the state for the first time in 30 years, in the spirit of equity and fairness. This message was delivered at a political gathering in Kababunu local government area of Kogi State, organized to celebrate the victory of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima as president-elect and vice president-elect. We have details in this report.
The victory of the All Progressives Congress in the presidential election is still celebrated across the country. Here in Kogi State, the senator representing Kogi West in the National Assembly, Smart Adeyemi, joined party faithful to take stock and celebrate the successful outcome of several months of campaigns across the country.
Kogi is a blessed state. We are strategically located to make money. We are strategically located to use Abuja as a market for us. When I'm elected a governor, every worker will receive his salary as at when due. When I'm elected a governor, every retiree will receive an improvement in your entitlement. When I'm elected a governor, there's going to be a new Kogi.
Already, campaigns for the Kogi governorship election is gathering momentum, and it appears the name of Senator Smart Adeyemi is on everyone's lips.
Again, if we have our son as a governor in Kogi West, I want to also tell you that we will be enjoying more than what we are enjoying today.
The All Progressives Congress in Kogi State seems to be enjoying tremendous goodwill in the state, as small supporters are coming into their fold.
Thank you.
At this victory party, hundreds of members of the opposition People's Democratic Party switched allegiance and pitched their tent with the APC.
I had to take a hard but simple decision.
Now that the die is cast, the senator representing Kogi West hopes that indigenes of the state can entrust him with the mandate of transforming Kogi State into a smart city that they will all be proud of.
Anti-corruption civil society organizations numbering over 120 have resumed their call for the sack of the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Abdulrasheed Bawa, over alleged politicization of the commission, disobedience of court orders, and infringement on human rights of Nigerians, amongst others. The activists, who were joined by over 20 constitutional lawyers led by Barrister Mogbojuri Kayode of the Citizens' Rights Advocacy Group, said The desperation of Bawa to save his face after dishonorable acts in office had taken a laughable turn. They insist that no amount of, quote, purchased CSOs, a vote of confidence, end quote, would cover the truth about the abnormalities being condoned in EFCC under its current leadership. They spoke at a joint press conference in Lagos on Tuesday. Chairman, Center for Anti-Corruption and Open Leadership, CACOL, Debo Adeniran, specifically noted that his organization had from the outset alerted the National Assembly to the fact that Bawa was unfit for the post of EFCC chairman.
Up till now, he has not cleared himself of all the allegations against him, and he's been made to catch other people who committed offenses that are not as grievous as the ones that he had been accused of. And on top of all of this, he has been behaving as if he's an authority to himself.
If you also remember that during our last town hall meeting, we requested from the Inspector General of Police, given a 7-day ultimatum, that the court have asked that Bawa be arrested and be sent to jail, having been convicted, for contempt. But as we speak, it's been over 7 days, and the Inspector General of Police have not enforced